This week on Hometown Ghost Stories, Tuscaloosa's spirit runs deeper than football chants and crimson pride. On the university grounds, shadows stir where memories of tragedy never faded. The Drish House rises like a tombstone, its windows said to flicker with ghostly flames. In this city, Roll Tide isn't the only echo carried through the night. This is Hometown Ghost Stories, Death Lights in the Tower, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Hometown Ghost Stories contains serious and often distressing events and is not intended for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
I used to tell myself that old house was just settling. Old wood talks. Well, that's what Granddad said. But wood doesn't glow, and light doesn't make your stomach drop the way it did the first night that I saw the tower burn. This was after the church folded and the place went dark. Late 90s into the 2000s, when the Drish House wasn't anyone's home, just a hollowed out shell with boards for teeth and a tower that watched the neighborhood like it remembered everyone who wronged it. I lived across 17th Street on 23rd. Even when you tried to look away, your eye slid back to that pale silhouette at the end of the block. The first time, it was close to midnight. No wind, no cicadas, just that hard Alabama quiet. I stepped onto the porch, and there it was. A wash of orange in the tower windows, jittering against the glass, climbing and dipping, shadows stretching across the walls. For a second, I could see the room. Plaster shining like wet bone, a shape moving behind it. Slow and fussy, like someone adjusting candles. I called it in. Fire trucks came screaming down 23rd Avenue, axes and hoses in hand. They stormed the tower and found nothing. No heat, no smoke, no fire. It kept happening. Sometimes weeks would go by. Then suddenly, just when you've started to believe in ordinary again, the tower would kindle. A thin light at first, circling the room like it was just testing the corners. It would swell and settle, until it was full and living. A ring of candles, a vigil for no one, for everyone. I've looked towards that tower to see a rust-colored gleam glint in the glass, and a head dipping toward the light. Instincts say fire, but every hair on your arm says ghost. The light trembles, steadies, and then vanishes like breath. Folks around here swear it's the widow who refused to go easy, the one who wanted the same funeral as her husband. Candles set around her coffin, the whole room glowing. The story goes the candles disappeared when she finally died, and whoever loved her failed her. If you live across from the Drish House long enough, you stop arguing with the stories. You start watching for them. It's quieter these days, with the scaffolding and the paint, and now the weddings. But some nights, mostly the still ones, you'll see a tremor take the tower, and the faintest rust color lift into the glass. And before anyone can decide whether to call it in, the light gathers itself and disappears as quickly as it appeared. I keep a chair by the front window and a phone on the sill. I tell myself I'm done calling. But when the tower wakes and the room blossoms gold, when the shape moves like she's counting wicks and whispering names, I pick up the phone with shaking hands. Not because I think the fire will take the house. It never does. Because one night, I think she won't stop. And whatever waits in that tower, will finally notice me too. I'm Rob Coakley, and this is Hometown Ghost Stories, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Crimson Tide football isn't just a religion in Tuscaloosa and Alabama. It's a way of life. And maybe for some, even the afterlife. Roll Tide. Tuscaloosa is known as the Druid City, and while the university may dominate the spotlight, the city's past is layered with stories of tragedy, conflict, and resilience. And like any city with a long and turbulent history, it's no stranger to ghost stories. Long before it was called Tuscaloosa, this land was home to Native American tribes, most notably the Choctaw, Chickasaw, and Creek. The city itself was named for Chief Tuscaloosa, a towering warrior who clashed with Hernando de Soto during his brutal 16th century expedition. Tuscaloosa translates to Black Warrior, and the Black Warrior River flows along the city. Tuscaloosa played a pivotal role in the Civil War, serving as a Confederate supply hub and home to a military university. In 1865, Union troops burned much of the city, leaving scars that would linger for generations. Nearly a century later, Tuscaloosa would once again find itself at the center of national attention, this time during the Civil Rights Movement. In 1963, Governor George Wallace infamously staged his Stand in the Schoolhouse Door at the University of Alabama in a failed attempt to block the enrollment of Vivian Malone and James Hood. The eyes of the nation were on Tuscaloosa as the fight for equality played out on its streets and campuses. Even today, the University of Alabama carries the weight of its history, and with it, whispers of those who never truly left. Ghosts are said to linger its halls, watching over the campus in ways both subtle and unsettling. The University of Alabama was founded in 1831 as the state's first public university. It quickly became a center of learning and culture in the South, attracting students from across the region. Over the decades, the campus grew, adding new academic programs and expanding its facilities. Today, it stands as one of the South's most prominent universities, known for both its academics and its storied traditions. Even as the University of Alabama grew, some of its oldest buildings have a past that refuses to stay buried. These are the kind of stories that stick around long after graduation, the kind that make you second guess walking across campus alone at night. Woods Hall has one of the oldest and most notorious stories on campus. Back in the 1870s, two students got into a duel right on the balcony. No one really knows exactly what killed the guy that lost, whether it was the gunshot itself or the impact of falling off the balcony after it hit him. Either way, one student didn't make it. Ever since, people swear they've seen a shadow pacing the balcony late at night, especially when the fog rolls in off the Black Warrior River. Some students say the air gets heavy up there, like the building itself is holding its breath, waiting for something to happen again. Don't let the name fool you. The little round house looks harmless, but it has a pretty dark past. During the Civil War, Confederate cadets allegedly lured Union soldiers inside with the promise of whiskey, only to ambush them. People walking by today report cold drafts, footsteps when no one's there, and the sense of being watched. Some even claim they can hear the ghost still searching for that whiskey, replaying that night over and over. The building is tiny, but it has a way of making you feel like the past is breathing down your neck. And then there's the Gorgas House. Josiah Gorgas, former university president and Confederate general, lived and died in the house that still bears his name. Staff and visitors swear they can hear his boots and sword clanging against the stairs as he walks them, still patrolling the house, long after everyone else has left. Upstairs in the Amelia Gale Gorgas Library, things get weird too. The elevator sometimes stops on the 4th floor, a floor it's not even supposed to stop on, with no one inside. The theory? Amelia's still checking on her library, making sure everything's in order. Some say they hear her footsteps echoing through the stacks, or feel a presence just behind them. The Gorgas house isn't aggressive about its hauntings. It's subtle, persistent, and a little unsettling, like the past never really left. The University of Alabama isn't the only place in Tuscaloosa where ghost stories endure. Just beyond campus stands a mansion that was once built on wealth and sorrow, now carefully restored, but forever tied to tragedy. Its tower is said to glow with phantom fire, a beacon of unfinished business. This is the Drish House, a mansion forever haunted by the flames of its own history. Dr. John Drish was born in Virginia in 1795. He married young, but within a year of his daughter Catherine's birth, he was widowed. Unable to care for the child, he sent her to live with relatives. In 1822, Drish left Virginia behind, moving south to the new settlement of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. There, he married a wealthy widow, Sarah Owen, and brought Catherine back into his household. Drish prospered in Tuscaloosa. He practiced medicine, speculated in land and railroads, and worked as a building contractor. He also profited from enslaved labor. Many of the men and women he enslaved were highly skilled artisans, plasterers, wood carvers, ironworkers, and their hands shaped much of early Tuscaloosa. By the mid-1830s, Drish had grown wealthy enough to build a grand mansion. Completed in 1837, Monroe Place stood at the center of a 350-acre plantation, one of the earliest plantation homes in Tuscaloosa. Built in the Greek Revival style, it featured towering columns and elaborately plastered interiors, serving as both a residence and a showcase for the craftsmanship of his enslaved workers. But inside Monroe Place, family life was anything but serene. Drish's relationship with his daughter Catherine was strained and, by some accounts, abusive. When she fell in love with a man he did not approve of, Drish reportedly locked her in her room, starving her into submission until she broke off the romance. He forced her into another marriage, one that ended in scandal. Declared insane, Catherine was returned to Monroe Place along with her children. As his wealth grew, Drish remodeled the mansion, adding Italian flourishes and, most notably, a 3-story brick tower. Some claimed he built the tower simply to spy on the construction of a rival planter's home. But in time, that tower would become the center of the house's haunted reputation. By 1860, Drish owned nearly 90 enslaved people, but when the Civil War ended, so did his fortune. His reputation declined into that of a gambler and a drunk. In July of 1867, his life ended violently inside Monroe Place. Accounts vary. Some say he fell from a balcony while drunk, others that he collapsed on the stairs and fell down them during a fit of alcohol withdrawal. Whatever the truth, his death was sudden, and servants later whispered that his stumbling footsteps and dying cries could still be heard echoing through the halls. Sarah was left a widow once again. Her grief became obsession. She demanded that her own funeral be as elaborate as her husband's, and she even saved the candles from his service so that they could be burned at hers. But when she died in 1884, the candles could not be found. Her final wish went unfulfilled. Neighbors began to whisper about strange lights in the Drish House tower. At first, people thought the house was burning, an orange glow flickering in the upper windows, sometimes swelling until it looked like the tower itself was engulfed in flames. Firefighters have been called more than once, rushing through Tuscaloosa streets to save the old mansion. But when they arrive, there's never any smoke, no heat, no fire at all. These phantom blazes became known as the death lights in the tower. Some believe it's Sarah Drish herself, furious that her dying wish had been denied, searching eternally for the funeral candles that she had saved for her own burial. When those candles disappeared, she was left restless, her spirit bound to the tower. Those ghostly flames, they say, are her eternal protest, a widow's grief turned into fire, a reminder that promises made in life had not been honored in death. And others believe in a darker tale, that a runaway slave had once hidden there, only to be dragged out and burned alive. And the flames in the tower was his spirit giving proof of the injustice. No matter the story, the lights were seen again and again. Generations of Tuscaloosa residents swore they had watched the tower ignite in the dead of night, a fire that never consumed, a fire that left no trace. The vision of it was so real that even skeptics found themselves staring at the house, waiting to see if the tower would burn again. It became the heart of the legend, an eternal blaze that no water could douse, no wind could snuff out, a haunting visible to an entire city. And the flames were not the only haunting. After Sarah's death, the upstairs of the house was closed. Catherine had been sent away again, and only a few family members remained. 2 young girls, Mary and Nimmo, were given the downstairs parlor as their bedroom. One night, Nimmo lay awake with a headache. She heard the hall door open softly and felt gentle hands tuck the blanket snugly around her. She kept her eyes closed, pretending to sleep, certain it was her mother. But when she mentioned it the next morning, her mother swore she had never entered the room. The following night, both girls shared the bed when it happened again. Mary woke in terror, clutching her sister. Someone had silently crept into the room and covered them with the blanket. Mary had spoken to the figure, but it never replied. The girls screamed until their parents searched the entire house. Every door and window was locked. No one was there. Decades later, as grown women, Mary and Nimmo were attending a gathering at Alabama's White Sulphur Springs when another woman began telling her own ghost story. She described staying in a Tuscaloosa home years before. While resting in a bedroom, she heard the door open, felt hands draw a blanket up around her, and realized, to her horror, that she was alone. When she finished, Mary and Nimmo exchanged glances. Then, to the astonishment of the guests, they named the house the Drish House, and they even described the very same parlor where they too had been tucked in by unseen hands. Over the years, the Drish House declined. The plantation land was sold, the mansion repurposed as a school, a warehouse, and even a church. By the 20th century, it was in ruin, nearly demolished in 1994 before people stepped in to save it. Restored today, the Drish House stands as one of Alabama's most distinctive houses from the 1800s. But no matter how carefully it is restored, the legends remain. A tower lit with phantom fire, footsteps of a drunken fall, and spectral hands pulling blankets tight around those who dare to rest inside.
Hello, good evening, and welcome into Hometown Ghost Stories, episode number 173, The Death Lights in the Tower, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm Jesse Wilkins. I'm joined by Rob Coakley. Hello, Rob.
I would just like to start off this show by saying how incredibly hard and painful it was for me to say Roll Tide in that opening.
Yeah. Rival college from your old days in Mississippi, I'm guessing?
I just don't like Alabama. Who likes Alabama unless you went to Alabama? Nobody likes that school.
I'll tell you that this past year was like the first year that I really watched college football. Like, it was like one of the only things that we got on the TV at work. So I just always had college football on, and I enjoyed watching Alabama. I thought it was fun. Also,
This is how we keep the new Alabama fans that
That's right.
Stumbled on the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Joined by Dave. Hello, Dave.
Hello.
Welcome.
It's nice to be back.
It's good to have you back. It's good to have you back. A few things coming up. Obviously, if you've been listening for the past couple of weeks, we've been plugging our live show. It's coming up October 24th. Tickets are on sale. And brand new, very big announcement. We have our new line of merch. I'm not wearing any because I haven't earned it by designing all of the merch. But yeah, Rob, why don't you stand up and show one of the fine shirts that we have here? That's our Ghosts Are Probably Real shirt for audio listeners. The shirt says Ghosts Are Probably Real, and it's got a little HTGS on the sleeve there. A little new look there. And then Dave's got the other one on. Dave, why don't you show off yours? Oh, yeah. Boom, we got a Ghost Pirate Mafia shirt.
Can you not rub against the microphone?
Sorry, I was trying to look around the chat there.
Yeah, just karate chop the microphone while you show off your shirt. Very good. Very good. So those are now available on the website. So hometownghoststories.com. Click on the merch tab. Get yourself a new fancy shirt. New line of merch is out. And we have another one as well, I think. Is that it? We have the VIP shirt.
We have the new VIP shirt that's also out. That will not be available on the website just yet. Once the VIP patrons get their shirts, then we'll put the rest on the website as well, and they're pretty cool. I could show it off.
Sure. Why don't you go do that while we relentlessly thank Kitten Clown Dozer. Kitten Clown Dozer with 75 bones in Super Chat. Wow. That's amazing. And also, Ryan P., who I believe is our RIP of the week, gifted 20 Hometown Ghost Stories memberships on YouTube. Wow. Thank you. Once again, Kitten Clown Dozer. Heavy-hitting donation. 75 and 20 from Ryan P. That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. Kicked it off with a bang. Speaking of kicking it off with a bang, we also have a guest on today's show, the one and only Christopher Feinstein. He's been on the show several times. You may know him from Haunted American History, and he joins us once again here on Hometown Ghost Stories. Welcome back to the show, Chris.
Hi, guys. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you. I was actually just listening to your episode on the haunted Newport mansions because I was driving down to Newport, and I don't want to listen to myself talk about the mansions. I want to learn something new. So I played your episode. Actually, the wife just played your episode. She's like, oh, I found an episode on it. And then she was playing it. I was like, oh, I know this guy. He's been on our show several times. She's like, oh, small world.
Well, unfortunately, if you want to learn anything, you came to the wrong show.
Well, that's what we tell people every week. But it was funny because there really isn't that many podcasts on haunted places in Newport. And I found that out the hard way because after we finished your episode, we started sifting through other podcasts. And there's just like nothing on Newport. It was like some really, really, really corny like travel blog podcast, which I would like 5 minutes in, I wanted to jump out of the car, but I was driving and my family was in the car. So I did. And recipes to my family.
I can confirm that nothing has ever happened in Newport. Putting that episode together was painful.
No, the crazy thing is a lot of things have happened in Newport,
but not
like executing pirates and stuff in Newport. I haven't even covered that.
There's like they're all very brief and there's not a lot of information on them. So it's like, I'm going to do this. So I think my Newport episode I covered maybe 15 different hauntings. It's like, just to fill time because there's so much.
Yeah. I listened to an entire podcast on like, there's like a haunted tower or a mysterious tower down there, like the Tower of Newport, that they think that it was like built by Vikings and stuff. Turns out it wasn't, but I'm waiting for the punchline. I'm like, all right, tell me about the ghosts. Never got to it. It was just like, it's mysterious because we're not entirely sure who built it.
Right. Vikings? That's how most of the stories end there.
Yeah. There's a lot of speculation that Vikings had built it. And there was like some historians who said that there was proof to the way that it was designed and all this kind of stuff. And there has long been rumors that Vikings were in Rhode Island at one point. And I don't know if I
I don't know if there's like any concrete evidence on that. I think it's just kind of because they ended up just proving that it was a former windmill built in like the 1600s or something.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
not the Vikings
No.
on that one.
The Minnesota
knows?
Vikings built Newport, Rhode Island.
That could have been it. Yeah. Anyways, we are not talking about Newport, Rhode Island today. We are talking about Tuscaloosa, Alabama. That's a fun name of a city. Tuscaloosa. That's fun to say. I had a
That's
good time.
why I said it so many times in the opening portion of this. I just couldn't stop saying Tuscaloosa.
Rob
fairness-
he finally found a town name that he can actually pronounce.
Oh, can you point it out on a map? You dick.
South. There you go. Perfect. Chris, what's been going on with haunted American history?
Oh, just going state by state, telling my little tales from the finding. I'm fine. I've been digging up more obscure stories lately, things that aren't widely covered. The more obscure, the better. And I've been diving into some cryptids and a lot of folklore and all the fun stuff that goes around with the hauntings and the origins of these hauntings.
Awesome. That is fun.
Some of these states are real hard to find anything on.
Oh, yes. That's why I started visiting cryptids. It's like, well, if there's no ghosts here, I'm sure someone saw a monster.
Yeah, there's some states that I look into and I'm like, I just can't find anything reasonable to cover on the show for this state. And we brush it to the side till we try again.
That's when I write my own story. I just make up my own folklore and put it in and just put it at the end. It's like, oh, this is what this story is.
Amazing.
It's like, wouldn't that be cool if that happened?
We would never do that.
No. But there is a lot in Tuscaloosa, and I had told you two that at the beginning of the week. I'm like, I think we're just going to try to get everything into one episode for Tuscaloosa. And then I started looking more and more into it. And I think we can come back to a part 2 on this place. So I'm going to hit on a place really briefly to start this off, because this is one of the places I think we are going to come back to. And I would like to talk really fast about the Jemison van de Graaf mansion.
You said you're going to talk really fast, and you said that as slow as possible.
Well, that's how you tell ghost stories, Dave. You have to say them slowly so that people are hooked in by your silky smooth voice.
That's right.
I don't know if you know how to tell ghost stories.
Still working that out.
but I have perfected it. So let me show you guys a picture of this particular house as I give you a little synopsis of it, but I think we might cover it in part 2. So this is the Jemison van de Graaf mansion. This imposing 15,000 square foot downtown mansion was first the home of prominent Tuscaloosa businessman Robert Jemison Jr. Past accounts of paranormal activity include the appearance of a young girl by the main staircase, in addition to the sounds of footsteps and music throughout the house. One well-documented tale that has taken on a life of its own involves a wall mirror being hurled at a woman as she was preparing for her wedding at the mansion. So there's so many more stories with that mansion as well. So I think we could do a part 2 and sort of make that the focus. But I know if we don't talk about it, people are going to be like, well, why did you talk about the Jemison van de Graaf mansion? It's like, well, because there's a lot in Tuscaloosa. So
I wonder what the backstory is of the mirror being hurled at the bride on her wedding day. And if the husband was like remarrying but had lived in the same house or something, had a widow.
Well, I think it's a wedding venue now.
Wedding venue now. Gotcha.
Yeah. Or he was remarrying before calling it off with the other wife, and she threw the mirror at him.
Oh, like not a ghost, like an actual human, just pissed off.
In fairness, it's more likely.
So I thought that was a pretty cool little haunting. But
yeah, unless you're the lady that got a mirror thrown at you.
Well, I mean,
not a cool day for her.
That's a great story to tell. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's massive. It's very cool looking.
It actually looks a lot like not the Lizzie Borden house that's famous today, but the house that she moved to after
Maplecroft.
Yeah, it looks a lot like Maplecroft.
Are you setting up a transition here, or?
No, Lizzie Borden never went to Alabama.
We're going on a journey. Oh.
She might have visited. Can't rule that out.
This would be a good transition, though.
That's what I'm saying, Jesse. Tell them.
I just don't know what you're getting at.
While we're on the topic
I'm kidding.
of the Lizzie Borden house, on October 25th, which, if you're paying attention, is one day after our live show in Weymouth, Massachusetts, we are going to be hosting a ghost investigation next to Lizzie Borden house. Now,
don't be confused because
we're gonna be so close to Lizzie Borden house.
Hear me out, because this is actually really awesome. So this has been in the works for a little while now. We just wanted to make sure that everything was all the T's were crossed and I's were dotted and whatnot. This is the building next door to the Lizzie Borden house. It's part of the original estate, and in the basement of this building was some crazy hauntings that happened right around the same time as the Lizzie Borden house, and it's attached to some of the Lizzie Borden hauntings. So we got the history on this place and we booked it for the following day. So we're going to be selling tickets to this event also. This is going to be limited tickets. We're only going to have a certain amount of people there because you've heard us talk about it before. We can't have 1,000 people doing a ghost investigation. It just doesn't work. So we're going to cap it at 1,000. We can't have more than that.
Just can't do more than
that's a good number. That's a good number, though, to draw a line.
Yeah, no, we're I believe we're capping it at 25 people. So if you want tickets, they will be up. I believe we're going to post that link tomorrow. So if you're in the area around that time, October 25th, which is a Saturday, then we are going to be doing a live ghost investigation that you can join us on. So more details on that to come.
Yeah, on the flyer, we're gonna put like Lizzie Borden, like really big. The house right next to it.
Neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the story though is wild. The history on that location is crazy.
Yeah. So the test says isn't that the coffee shop, and yes, it's beneath the coffee shop. So it's called Miss Lizzie's Coffee. It's in Fall River, Massachusetts, and in the basement they have this old. It's like it served as a doctor's office, and it's still pretty much set up the same way it was back in the late 1800s, which is pretty cool. And then there's like the back basement area where some real tragic things happened, and they believe that it is haunted. And there's lots of paranormal instances that happen in this place. So we're going to investigate it.
Yeah, we actually briefly covered this location in the Lizzie Borden house episode. So if you go back and listen to that, you can hear us talk a little bit about this location. Should be a lot of fun. Very excited about that. We'll post more details tomorrow and probably throw the link up on Patreon first. So for those of you who are traveling to Massachusetts for that event, we kind of want to couple it and give you one more thing to do before you skip town. So if you haven't booked your flight yet, you're planning to join this, try to also plan for the following night. I do want to clarify it is the following night, not Sunday, because I knew we were tossing around the idea of Sunday, and our show's on Friday.
Right. Friday is the live show. Saturday is the live investigation.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Back to Alabama.
Yes.
Very close to Lizzie Borden house.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
So let's start by talking about the University of Alabama. On three, everybody say it. 1, 2, 3. Roll Tide.
I'm so glad we left Rob to do that by himself. I also wasn't sure what we were all going to say together. I was just going to swear at Dave. We're just going to come up with a bad word for Dave.
Yes. Anyway, so this campus is like incredibly haunted. I only hit on a couple of the places within the campus of the University of Alabama. There's a lot more hauntings here. One thing I do want to clarify that I didn't really make clear in the opening is the Gorgas house and Amelia Gorgas Library are two separate buildings. So if you look at the house, you're like, there's definitely not a fourth floor there. It's because the fourth floor of the library is a completely different building. So as I was watching it back, I'm like, I don't think I clarified that well enough. So if you're yelling at me, leaving the nasty comments, you didn't listen to enough of the episode, first of all. And second of all, thanks, I guess, for the engagement. I enjoy it. I enjoy being yelled at in the comments so much. It's one of my favorite things to deal with.
You do. You reply to every angry person in the comments. Like, that's not healthy. I don't even read angry comments.
Do I, Jesse?
You're like
I
that
don't-
business that like fires back on Yelp and like clarifies, which I love when people do that.
Yeah. I don't respond to every single one, but every once in a while, one hits me the right way where I feel that response
You can't
is.
help it.
Yeah, right, Chris?
Yeah.
You're with me?
I know all about it.
Sometimes you got to do it.
I'll respond if something is completely erroneous,
Which
And
is usually the case.
usually, yeah.
But leave us a 5-star review. Anyways, the University of Alabama.
They start Googling their usernames. So where does this guy live?
Show up. Hey, you're not right. You're wrong about that.
Just
Yeah,
mail
you
them,
mean- yeah.
We
just
had
mail
nothing
them a
to do-
dead fish every day.
Are you Mr. Mattress 313?
I'll have you know we had nothing to do with JFK.
Yeah, and Elvis is dead. Yeah, we got blamed for JFK.
Yeah, they said that we were the ones who assassinated JFK.
Which I'm just shocked that they're finally onto us.
Listen,
That was really clear.
Yes, which was
Statute of limitations has to be up by now. You guys should be.
For assassinating a president. I don't think there's any.
No,
statute
that's
of
not in
limitations.
there. It might be.
Maybe.
We'll look that up.
I'm going to go out on a limb
Don't.
and say there's no way you can say that on YouTube.
Yeah, that and Chris, definitely don't Google that right now.
Yeah.
You're gonna get some
Oh,
unknown
no.
visitors. Yeah.
What's the statute of? You just see a knock behind me. As I a hand just comes from.
he just disappears into his haunted American history background.
Gets choked into the green screen.
My
What a
shoes
great-
just go flying up into the air, and that's it. Gone.
What a great YouTube short that would be for us. So please make that happen.
Google, here I come.
All right, let's talk about the Gorgas Library since I brought it up and we got away from it somehow. But actually, the Gorgas House. Sorry, the Gorgas House. So within the Gorgas House, we've talked about General Gorgas, who became the president of the university, who has a pretty cool haunting of his own. People hear him walking up the stairs and they hear his sword clanking against the wall, which pretty dangerous of the president of the university to be wearing his sword around when duels are happening with students.
Mm-hmm.
But alas, what I didn't bring up was the chair that is within the home. Now, this is Amelia Gorgas's chair, and they say that it's a cushioned prayer kneeler that was owned by Amelia Gorgas, who was a devout
A what?
Cushion what?
prayer kneeler.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Owned-
It's low. I was going to say that looks like high for that. She was up there, be climbing up on that chair to say her prayers.
That looks like it's only about 8 inches off the ground there.
Yeah, that's a
We
Dave
call
chair.
that damn it, Rob. Stole my joke. To be fair, it was low hanging fruit. Yeah.
Yes. The only kind that Dave can grab.
This is the only joke we did.
Oh man,
Son of a
Brutal.
bitch. I feel like we've made that exact joke on this podcast before.
Rob, you look like you haven't eaten fruit in 10 years.
Oh no.
here we go. This is what I'm here for.
I am
Fruit
allergic
Loops-
to
Fruit
fruit.
Loops
you
counts.
dickhead.
All right.
Yeah, if it's spelled FROOT, I'm in.
Rob, that sounds like someone who just doesn't want to. That's like something that someone who doesn't want to eat fruit would say.
You've watched me almost die eating an apple. So
That's because you were cartwheeling at the same time, which is also the only exercise you've got in the last day. All right, moving on. We're moving on.
all right. So this chair was owned by Amelia Gorgas, who was a devout Episcopalian. According to UA museum staff at the house, employees have noticed different degrees of imprints on the worn cushion throughout the day, as if Amelia had returned to say her prayers. Tours are currently available at the Gorgas House, which is gussied up in the Halloween spirit to provide the perfect atmosphere for the holidays. So this was from patch.com. Ryan Phillips was the author. But yeah, I guess there's different imprints throughout the day and nobody's allowed to sit on the chair. So they see it. It looks different throughout the day most days.
Yeah, I would go ahead and say that you shouldn't sit on any
Sit on that
historical
chair.
chair. Do you see the moron who sat on the chair at like some museum or whatever? It was like the diamond. It was
Oh,
a chair that was like built out of like those diamonds or whatever. and he just sat on it, and the thing just collapsed. Like, dude,
destroyed it.
So
Oh
stupid.
no!
Oh, what a video.
oh yeah,
So
he
bad.
just books it. Like, dude, there's no way you're not on camera.
Didn't that happen with like Paul Revere's chair somewhere? I feel like we've heard that story.
I'm not sure. But
Like
there's a
some-
reason that when you go into like any historical place or museum or whatever, all of the historical chairs, it just says, don't sit. Like, you see a chair, you're tempted. I get it. I like sitting down.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Do it all the time.
don't touch stuff at these places.
Yeah.
Have you ever read reviews of like historical places? By the way, read
know
the
what?
reviews
No.
of the Paul Revere house because they are wild. People are like, the Wi-Fi here is terrible. I bet Paul Revere didn't have air conditioning. It's like,
All right.
like,
I kind of like
people-
that.
That's an astute observation, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for stopping by.
Have you been in a house in Boston in August that doesn't have air conditioning? It's
I'm
the
sorry,
worst.
it's summer. Why isn't there a snow cone machine at the Paul Revere house? I was expecting snow cones.
Yeah. I bet
Also,
you
Paul
are.
Revere wasn't even there.
They're like, it's so small. It's like, yeah, it's a house from the 1720s. Like, what?
Like, everybody was tiny.
It's crazy. People get so mad about the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah,
The
you see some
Wi-Fi
reports
here is
like, yeah, this man was the tallest man. He was a giant in all the land. He was 5'4". Those were the good old days.
Yeah, so that's the Gorgas house, the Gorgas library. Amelia haunts. They think that she is just kind of keeping an eye of her library. That was like her prized place in life, and the elevator will just stop on random floors, which is a haunting that we've heard as well before.
Oh yeah,
The elevator hauntings.
it's usually at
Um,
hotels. Almost every hotel haunts
Mhm.
the elevator.
Yes. And there's a couple other places. We brought up the duel at Woods Hall, which is a crazy story that your students just start dueling each other on a balcony.
That's not recommended.
Which is awesome, by the way.
Yes.
That sounds pretty epic.
Like, I mean, that was a time, man.
I can only hope they
Imagine-
had like a pit of alligators below or something just to really up the ante.
Like, it's like, oh, you've disrespected me on this day. How about you? And they just take swords out.
I only hope that one of them slapped each other with like one glove.
Oh, you know that happened.
Oh, I gotta do
Oh,
it.
yeah, you have to do that for sure. Yeah, and that place, they say that there's like a feeling on the balcony. There's been the sounds of a student walking around, nobody's there. And
How do you know
what-
it's a student?
well, they think it's a student.
You can tell by the sound of the student shoes.
Yeah.
Distinct
You ever heard
student
it?
shoe sounds.
You ever heard a college student walk, Dave?
I don't think so.
That's what Rob does. He just roams around the Bridgewater State campus listening to people walk. Get familiar with the sound. Apparently, you don't do
notepad.
research for the show, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah. Just guessing ages based on the sound of their footsteps.
He's been arrested so many times. That's his excuse. It's not working out.
And then there's the little roundhouse, which is a interesting little building that's on the campus.
Accurately named, though. It is a little round house.
It is a little round house. It's really small.
They were on the nose back then.
Yeah. Also, Boston's sort of like that too, because they just name everything whatever it is.
But it looks
Or they
like-
name stuff that it's not. Remember the bar that we used to go to called the liquor store?
Yeah, there was that, but that whole area had that like theme. There was a bar that was just called The Place. There was another
It's just
bar called
nonsense.
Bar Room. Yeah, there was just they were just naming it the most like plain things ever. They've all changed over since then, but
The greatest bar was one of
that's still there. Yeah, still inaccurately named.
That's where we did our first live streams. Do you
It's
remember
not.
that?
It's not a bad bar. It's not. A bad bar.
It's a good bar. It's fine.
Is it still called that?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right near TD Garden.
Yeah.
We're talking
French
about
Street.
Alabama today. My God, have we been sidetracked?
But the little roundhouse It was built for cadets during the Civil War as sort of like a guard post. And when the Union troops came, allegedly some of the cadets lured some of the Union soldiers there.
With whiskey.
They
would have got me.
Mhm.
They went inside and the cadets off them within the little roundhouse, and it's allegedly haunted ever since then. With tales of people, sounds like people are shuffling around. They say sounds like people are searching for something, so they think they're searching for the whiskey that they were promised.
Who was in charge of these cadets? Tywin Lannister?
Probably.
Just shitbag move.
Well, the Union troops burned the almost the entire university to the ground. So
I guess they should have burnt the whole university then.
Probably should have got rid of the whole thing, right?
Mm.
But yeah, so lots of cool hauntings, but those are the ones that we already covered. Let's talk about a couple of the ones that we did not cover in the opening.
I will say, like, dude, honestly, if anybody out there ever wants to murder me, like, just do that. Like, you want some whiskey? You're gonna get me every time. I'll get in any van, any little roundhouse, any van. Just offer me some whiskey. You got me. You found my Achilles heel.
Kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
That's all I got. I'm sorry. Yeah. Carry on.
All right, so let's talk about some of these other hauntings that are at the University of Alabama. Dave, do you want to tell us about the quad?
Yeah. So there's the quad, and here a ghost. It's a tall ghost in Confederate military garb, and two shadowy figures are reported roaming the grounds, most often on foggy nights or dry, dusty days. Popular speculation is that these figures are those of a former commandant for cadets at the university and two former faculty members whose bodies were cremated and whose ashes were scattered across the quad.
Do not scatter my ashes at work.
Yeah, that's like the worst place.
Dude,
like, didn't you have a hobby or any friends? Anyone?
Yeah.
Throw me. That's such a move of like people that didn't really know you. Like he worked there.
Yeah. Right.
You know
what? He spent a lot of time there.
He must really liked it here. It's like, no, he had to be here.
Right.
Or his family would starve.
We found him here, hanging in the closet. He did not like it here.
You know what I find interesting about this one is that the shadowy figures only show up on misty days, foggy days, or dry, dusty days, which means like, you know, the ghost would in theory be invisible unless there's some sort of particles in the air that the shadows kind of manifest in, which is pretty cool.
Interesting observation.
It's like in cartoons when there's an invisible person and they blow the dust and then they can see like the outline.
Yes. Which is always the worst in video games too. Like when you play as an invisible character, because you're never actually invisible. Everyone can still just see you because you still have a shadow or some bullshit.
Yep. It's so unrealistic. Like if I was invisible, there would be no shadow.
Right.
It's a certain level of realism I expect when I'm playing my Invisible Man video games that just hasn't been reached yet.
I heard that you only play during work hours, Chris.
Yes, I do. I do. Sometimes I'm like 2.5 hours before work ending. I just can't help it. I just have to just play a video
Learn
game.
that in the company meeting.
Yeah.
Sorry,
they don't listen to the show. Moving on.
Let's talk about Marion Galloway. Theater director during the mid-20th century, remains one of the most supportive presences on campus. She has been cited in white on stage in her theater in Rowand Johnson Hall. Some students say she can be summoned by standing alone on the stage and asking, "How's my blocking, Mrs. Galloway?" As the author stated previously, they had no direct encounters with the ghost at University of Alabama. However, their niece had, who was a theater major at the university. And there is a fun story to share about this particular apparition. It was opening night of the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the University of Alabama. This was our first main stage performance, and we were all very proud of ourselves and noting the important faculty that had attended our opening night. We stood in the lobby of the Marion Galloway Theater admiring the portrait of Marion, and talking about the rumors that Tennessee Williams had based the character of Blanche in A Streetcar Named Desire on her life. Just then, one of my fellow cast members wandered into our group and said with a smile, "I saw Marion sitting in the audience tonight on the second row, and she sure looked like she was enjoying it." We all laughed because we thought he was joking. He looked confused by our laughter, so another actor spoke up. "Marion Galloway has been dead for years." His eyes were wide as saucers as he backed out of the lobby. He still swears to this day that he saw her sitting in the audience. I guess it's possible she had a habit of showing up in classrooms during late night rehearsals as well. She would slam the doors when we were sitting around wasting time, reminding us to get back to work. So, pretty cool haunting there as well.
Rocky Horror Picture Show's a wild time. I haven't seen that one since I think I was like a young teenager. That's one of the I've been to quite a few like theater performances. It's like not my thing, but I do remember the Rocky Horror Picture being pretty awesome, if I remember correctly.
Also, I don't know if I had mentioned, but the author is Beverly Kreider of these particular ones from AL.com. And one last place at the University of Alabama. What?
This is the museum.
Yes. Do you want to take this one?
Sure. In 1910, the Alabama Museum of Natural History in Smith Hall was dedicated. Eugene Allen Smith, 1841 to 1927, was a longtime state geologist. He's
been stale for a long time now, though.
Posthumously, he's much more stale than he was. But he was almost 70 years old when he went to work in the building that bore his name. Almost a century later, reports of ghostly events often are attributed to his ongoing activities. In one popular tale, students heard mysterious voices and followed them to find desks that had only moments before been in neat rows, now in a state of disarray. Very poltergeist-esque. It is said that a boiler explosion had killed a group of students in that room many years before. These are additional hauntings.
That's a note for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't separate them, so it just goes on like one. I was going to say, like, that sounds like it has something entirely different.
Well, those are the hauntings at the University of Alabama, which I think they have for a college, some really cool, different hauntings from a bunch of, just so many different ones in each building, it feels like.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
This is the case with a lot of universities that we've covered, because it's believed that 100% of college universities in America are haunted.
Have to be.
It's up there.
Yeah. So far, everyone that we've come across has been haunted.
Yeah. And 99.9% of theaters that we've come across have been haunted as well.
99.9 indeed.
All except for that one you walked into.
Most haunted looking of all of them, which was so shocking because, like we mentioned it earlier, right? We look for the towns that have the lesser known hauntings, but the problem with that is when we find them, the hauntings are so like, oh yeah, you hear footsteps over there, and that's about it.
And that's it.
Which is why I like to go to the town and talk to the locals, because when you're there, you get the ghost stories that you can't find online, or you can't find that everybody else has already covered. You get the authentic ones. So here I am up in Maine. I go to this really haunted looking theater thinking like, yeah, this is the place. Nope. No ghosts.
Yeah, he walked in. He's like, oh, is this place haunted? And she just looked at him.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
Just close the blinds on the ticket thing.
I'd like to speak to your manager.
Yeah, I think we had talked about it in the Quincy episode, but I believe it was the John Quincy Adams house that looks haunted. And I was like, perfect for the Quincy episode. We'll go maybe even investigate here. So I called him up. This nice old lady on the phone. I was like, I was wondering if I could come in and do a tour, maybe get some footage, going through the whole spiel that we usually go through with these locations. I'm like, is there any like reports of it being haunted? She's like, no. I was like, maybe some other staff. She's like, no, everyone. Like, we've never seen anything. Like we've talked, and she wasn't like dismissing me because she had welcomed me to come do a tour and everything like that. And she's like, yeah, even Jason Hawes from Ghost Hunters, he set up a whole thing to come through, and we all told him there's no ghosts, and then they came and they never even aired an episode because there was no ghosts. I was like, all right, I guess I'll skip the tour. Sorry. Maybe another time. But yeah, even though it looks haunted, even though it's got the history, it doesn't always have the ghosts.
Yep, that's true. That's quite true. But a place that does have the ghost, we should talk about the Drish House.
We should talk about the Drish House.
And the death lights in the tower that occur there. And the name for that came from the book 13 Alabama Ghosts and Jeffrey by Catherine Tucker Wyndham.
Got to work on that title.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Anne Jeffrey is. I didn't read the whole book. I did buy the book.
So you never got to the Jeffrey chapter.
I did not read the Jeffrey
Jeffrey's
chapter.
the end chapter.
It's an important chapter.
Jeffrey.
Yeah. But she has a lot of different books and they're all Anne Jeffrey. So I don't know. We're going to have to investigate what that is at some point in time. But I just read the one about the Drish House. And it is of its time with some of the wording is what I will say for that book.
Can you read us a passage real quick?
I'm not gonna.
Find us one that you
I'm not going to. We are gonna not do that at all. But the story of the Drish House is super fascinating. The history is long. It's really dark from the Drish family themselves. What happened with this house after the Drish family, I found just as fascinating. Stays a residence for some time. And then just the types of businesses that go, like a wrecking company moved in there. This like gorgeous, real elegant house. And they just turn it into like a wrecking company.
It was like a warehouse for like their like supplies.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they're not like coming in and wrecking the place.
No,
it's like, oh God, you got those animals in there. They're probably wrecking the place.
No, but you have like this beautiful, or was beautiful, and it's beautiful again. But it's just like it's like wrecking company on the front of you. Like, this does not add up at all.
As long as they pay their rent, you know. That's, yeah,
I don't care what you do in there.
Yeah,
yeah. And then turned into a church for a long time, and then it sat vacant. And they were getting ready to tear it down, and people stepped up and restored it. And I think it looks great now. But
love when people do that. You got to do it too, especially with these historical locations. Like,
yeah,
you know, people come in and you get a lot of folks that, like, you know, they just donate money out of nowhere. A lot of them anonymously. Keep that up. We like to keep these places not getting knocked down.
Or just put it in our name. Just say that we did it.
Yeah.
Make us look good.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. And Chris, so just say this is from.
It's like I'm the Anne Jeffrey in this situation.
Yeah. I'm gonna change the name of this title of this episode to Anne Chris, not featuring Chris.
And Chris. Yeah. So the history is pretty dark. Dr. Drish and Sarah end up marrying. He has a bunch of slaves that are like really great woodworkers and metal workers. And he has them build this house, not just for their home, but he used it as a location to show off their work. And that's how he built up a lot of his wealth. Between that, the fields in the back, he was a doctor. Everything was going well for him in terms of that.
Sure. Look at all the fine work that I forced them to do.
Yeah, that I didn't pay anybody for. Yeah.
Scumbag.
Yeah. Absolute scumbag. And then after the Civil War, he starts to go broke, becomes a huge drinker, gambler, apparently not very good at gambling.
Yeah, he was a degenerate gambler.
Yeah.
I don't know any of those. I was going to say, it sounds like he just morphed into all.
It takes one to know one, guy.
Because he just slowly morphed into all three hosts of Hometown Ghost Stories. Obviously, minus the former slave owner thing. Yeah. I was referring to the drinking and gambling. Okay, good. Thank you for that clarification. Just gotta, people get the wrong idea. Here comes a
And
new
Chris.
flood of negative
And
comments.
Chris.
And Chris. He no longer wants that title.
So he's also terrible to his daughter, who had they didn't diagnose her with anything because of the time period, but it seems like she had a lot of mental issues going on, and he would just lock her in her room.
Mm-hmm. This guy is good at nothing.
Nothing.
He's good at nothing. Hired, or not even hired, but had slaves do all the fine work for him. Was a terrible gambler, bad drinker. Maybe he was good at drinking. I don't know. Where do you lie on that? You good at drinking or bad at drinking? I would say that's a bad at drinking, right?
Well, it led to his death one way or the other, because he was either
bad
drunk.
At drinking. Yeah.
He probably was good.
There's a line, right? If you can have a few drinks and you can hold it down, not make a fool of yourself, and not get severely addicted where you need to like have a drink every morning.
Yeah.
Then you're good at drinking. If you can't do that, then you're bad at drinking.
It was funny. I picked up our parents from the cruise that you guys just went on, and she's like, "Oh yeah, David and Kate got the drink package, and her and your father, they had themselves some drinks." I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "We're professionals." I was like, "There's a fine line, very fine line between professional and big problem."
Well, the thing is, when you get the drink package, you pay a certain amount of money, right, for unlimited drinks. I'm like, you have to outdrink the package, right? Otherwise,
and they don't tell. It's in the fine print that the drink package could lead to big problem.
Oh man,
they made my 8-year-old daughter also get a drink package because everyone in the room,
everyone in your room, yeah, it's a crime.
So yeah, made her. I'm like,
So
Juliet, you got to outdrink the package.
Yeah, she's doing fine. She's in AA now, but she'll be all right.
Yeah.
It's a soda package for kids.
She had so much juice. Yeah.
Running laps around.
It's just all caffeined up.
Well, he was either really good or really bad, because he either died while drunk falling down the stairs, or was having alcohol withdrawals and fell down the stairs.
Yeah, he was bad at everything. I'm gonna stick to my guns here and say he was just bad at everything, including walking downstairs. Mm-hmm. Add that to the list.
Yep.
He's just like a project manager at work. The only thing he does is like tell other people to do things.
Yeah.
But like when he actually has to do something, it's like,
falls down the stairs.
Yeah, it falls down the stairs. As all project managers do.
Mm-hmm.
So after he falls down the stairs, the people that worked in the house heard him walking down the hallway. Sometimes they heard falling down the stairs.
This is after he was dead, by the way.
Yeah,
he didn't just keep falling down the stairs. It's an important point in his life that you missed there.
However, like, that's an underrated, hilarious haunting as a drunk ghost falling down the stairs.
Dr. Drish is falling down the stairs again.
It's even more hilarious because the staff was just so abused and sick of him that he fell down the stairs. That
no one helped.
Exactly the line of events that you just said, where they keep hearing him fall down the stairs. And they're like, he keeps falling down the stairs. They don't help him. Fuck that guy.
See, because when I read the story, I thought they might have just thrown him down the stairs or something. Because
you can't rule that out, and they should have.
Yeah.
And then it just didn't finish the job, so they just kept bringing him back up. Like,
we kept throwing him down. Yeah. That's what you're hearing now. It's residual haunting of him being thrown down the stairs 43 times.
He kept falling to his death.
Sir, we have a problem. We need addressed. Can you meet me at the stairs at the top, please?
Again. All right. I'll trust you.
Fool me 22 times. Joke's on you.
He's an idiot, it sounds like.
A project manager.
You see, Sarah, I'm a project manager. I got respect around here. Now I got to go upstairs again.
Sarah's like, please stop. Your leg bone is poking through the skin.
See how much they need me?
All right.
So Sarah, after his death, she arranges this elaborate funeral, very particular candles. And she's like so enthralled by the process, I guess, that she's very specific afterwards that she wants her funeral exactly the same as his, down to the candles, and she saves the candles. And when she dies almost 20 years later, her family either can't find the candles or doesn't really look for them. And they did not look for them, is what I think.
It's like, sure, okay, Nana, we're going to get the candles.
Yeah.
I'm sure they looked for a couple minutes, like, oh, just get new candles.
Yeah. So,
but now she relentlessly haunts the place, so joke's on them.
Yeah, they may have made a mistake.
Should have got the candles.
Yeah, terrified children in the family almost immediately.
Hindsight's,
yeah,
what they say.
Yeah. So if you promise to do something for somebody's funeral, you should probably follow through with that. Is the moral of tonight's episode?
Yeah, moral of tonight's episode: get the candles.
Get the candles
and get an elevator if you can. Stairs.
Avoid stairs.
Well, the elevators are all haunted too, so I don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Go with the candles. Way cheaper than the elevator, anyways.
Actually, an elevator death sounds far more frightening than stairs.
Yes. I'd rather fall down the stairs. Have you ever seen a video of an elevator dropping?
Yeah, I've seen a few.
It's terrifying.
Absolutely.
Like you think, like when you say it's like, oh, the elevator's going to drop. It's like if I time it just right, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah.
You have no shot.
If I jump right before it hits, no.
Yeah, no, that thing's going to accordion shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're done.
Yeah, I love how that's what people like. Their brain always goes to that they can just jump at the right time.
I think I could time it right.
I can time it right. Like that's not how gravity works.
No. Yeah. Well, first of all, things going to be falling so fast, you're going to be stuck to the ceiling until it hits the ground, and then you're going to whomp.
Right. Very simple. On the ceiling, we know from every movie that those ceiling tiles move out. You climb up onto the roof, grab onto the rope like Spider-Man.
Yeah, grab onto that thing, Jesse. Grab onto
I'm sorry, mister. I can catch the cannonballs. I'm just trying to help people that are from falling to their deaths in elevator.
I can catch the small cannonballs. I can't catch the large ones.
Well, duh.
We saw these cannonballs that were stuck into a house, Chris. It was like this big. Yeah, it was like a skee ball.
$2 from Heart Wreck, who I'm assuming is never going to watch again. Thank you for $2. Appreciate the donation. It's their first time in a live stream, probably the last. Thanks for coming by. It's chaotic.
So, we apologize.
Rob will reply to your angry YouTube comment later. No, but seriously, thank you for the donation.
And after my reply, I'll just write "and Chris."
And Chris. Yeah.
So you know it's from both of us.
And every reply. You know what? You have my permission just to end every argument you have with that.
Chris, yeah, you are without your. Actually, you just gave us the permission. We're now going to say that it's from Chris every time we reply to anything on it. It's perfect. We should get so many on this episode. We were supposed to talk about Alabama today.
Kitten Clowndozer is going to bring a cannon to the live show. So we're going to test this theory out.
Hopefully you're driving up. I don't know if you'll get on the plane with that.
No, King Clowndozer lives around our area.
Okay, so option 1, driving up.
Yes.
It'll never get through the metal detector that we're going to now set up at the door.
Which is actually just Chris looking for metal at the door.
Like, no, you're good.
I see nothing fishy here.
All right, what were we talking about? Sarah Drish's haunting. So doesn't get her candles and immediately just starts tucking in people, which is, I think, one of the creepier hauntings at the house. Just a pair of sisters that I believe were her nieces and nephews, or nieces. Sorry. I can't remember if they were exactly her nieces, but it was a member of her family's daughter. So some sort of situation like that. And one of them was homesick and just feels herself get tucked in, thinking it's her mother coming in there. Talks to her the next day. She's like, I wasn't in there. And she goes, don't tell your sister. And then it happens to the sister the very same night without knowing that it happened to her other sister the night before.
Yikes.
Don't tell your sister. Tell every single person within earshot that happened.
Yeah. And then you move.
Right. And then I fire myself out of the cannon as far, far away from the house as possible.
Yeah. And then you also have the ghost lights in the tower.
Yeah,
So
which
call them
is
death lights. I call them ghost lights in YouTube titles, but we'll edit that out. But one of the theories is that that is her lighting her candles, her funeral candles. Like, hey, I found them, you couldn't find them, So they think some of those lights could be funeral candles, could be something else.
yeah. Basically, it's supposed to be a reminder of oaths broken in death. Like, just because she died doesn't mean that you can break that promise that you made, essentially, to honor her wishes. So they say that it's her lighting those, and the fire department has been called there throughout the years.
Yeah,
and they show up and they've seen the flames. I saw one or two accounts of the fire department seeing the flames in the tower, but going inside and just nothing being there.
that's weird.
So that is
Yeah, whenever like the authorities are called in for these hauntings, it always adds a different layer of credibility to it, especially if the authorities see the haunting. So if police are going to put their job on the line to report about it, we've talked about that in multiple cases in the fire department. If they're going to say like, yeah, we saw the fire, but never found it, like that's scary stuff.
Yeah. I have seen that people did paranormal investigations within the Drish House. A lot of that was 10 to 15 years ago ish, around that time. I haven't seen as many modern ones. I'm not saying that they do or do not allow ghost investigations now, but it would definitely be a very cool place to go investigate, especially where it's all done up now. Like I said, they host weddings.
Oh, yes, it's going to be nice and sad.
So it's real nice.
There was an investigation in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Was the most Southern Ghost Girls, I think is the name of their channel. I don't know if they have a podcast or a YouTube channel, but they claim that they were physically pushed on the staircase.
Oh, those stairs again.
So, and they also reported that their equipment later registered a yes in response to questions that asked if they were pushed. So,
interesting.
Those staircases. Oh, they'll get
you. That's one state I've never been to. I don't think Alabama. I'd go there. I've never been. Go see my favorite football team.
Roll Tide, baby.
That's what I've said so many times, except for when Rob makes me do it.
I've been to Alabama quite a few times. The Gulf Shores are quite nice as well. I've never been to Tuscaloosa, but the Gulf Shores are where it's at in Alabama. Very nice around there.
Gulf Shore is pretty nice, I think, all the way around, from what I've heard. I've seen some of it, but
no, that's incorrect.
Okay, where's it bad?
In Mississippi. It's not great.
Fair enough.
But I love Mississippi. I love you so much, state of Mississippi, where I grew up.
Mississippi.
Kinda. Yeah. So that's the Drish House. Some really cool hauntings. Death lights in the tower, which is what made me cover this, because that name is just an incredible name.
Yeah. Alabama's full of cool stories, man.
Yeah.
It really is. Has my favorite folklore with Hugging Molly. You guys familiar with Hugging Molly from Alabama? The story of Hugging Molly.
Tell us.
So Hugging Molly is she's essentially a giant woman who it was basically created as a story to get kids to go home, not stay out late, essentially. But it's Hugging Molly will get you, and what she does when she gets you is hugs you and just screams in your ear.
It started off so nice,
and that's it. And she's she's very big and gangly, and she wraps her limbs around you. It's terrifying.
That is terrifying, actually.
So
that's a fun one.
Oh, it's great.
I love the way that they used to parent back in the day.
Yeah.
With and I'm referring specifically and only to like just scaring the kids with these crazy stories to get them to do what they want. Like they believe that's where like the La Llorona story came from and everything. Yeah, up until the screaming part, it just sounded like Rob's search history.
Yeah, she was.
Just want somebody to hug me for once.
Yeah, they love it down. They have a whole town. It's like Ableville or whatever the hell it is down in Alabama. They do like a whole Hugging Molly festival every year. And
what happens? Do people just hug each other, just scream in each other's ears?
You know what? I don't know.
We know where Rob's going next year.
They have they take there's like an old 50s style diner down there, and they theme it to Hugging Molly every year during this thing. It's supposedly like a really crazy time. There's so many of these like small towns do these festivals.
Yeah,
for these monsters. That doesn't even make sense.
It's awesome.
But it's cool though.
Do we want to get into some 5-star reviews?
We do.
I just have the one for this week. It's from Savannah, and it's titled 1 Year Review. I've been listening to HTGS for a year, and I'm finally completely caught up. It's the background of my grocery store trips, and while I'm waiting in the school pickup line, I love the community and all of the wonderful people I've met in the Discord and can't wait for more. So, thank you so much for that 5-star review, Savannah. And Ryan P is our RIP of the week because of how active he is in the Discord. He really helps keep conversations going. So shout out to him. And you should join the Discord if you haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you can get all of our announcements. We let everyone know what's going on there pretty much first. So if you're not part of the Discord, you should be part of it.
Absolutely. You should also join Patreon if you have the money to do so. Let's start off by thanking our VIPs for this week. We have Donnie N, Dana D, Karen S. Rob hid this episode's pirates in his belly button. That's why we didn't get any. I went to the crossroads and made a deal with the sock monkey devil. He made me a pizza guy. Ryan F, J Gooch 725, Jennifer A, Nick M, KCW, Brandina 77, Kathy F, Ghost Nurse JP, another Vice. Happy birthday, Dave. The gorilla would still win. Sorry, Dave, you just aged again another year. Tess. I don't speak bird, but I do be flapping. Kate and Steve M, Glitter Tees, Cami from Washington, Siobhan, not Sharon, Kelly C, Jennifer P, Liz Young, Donnie N, Inspires Gaming, Allison V, Robert H, Anna C, The Grim Reap Bird, Mom and Pops W, Father Squatch the Elder, Lisa J, and Mike the Corpse Shaver. Thank you so much for being VIPs. Next up, we'll hop into the Warren's Wards. And let's start that off with the one and only Crystal V, Lady G, Joe and the dogs, Freya and Frank. Mothman screamed when he won a Robster from the phone ghost. West Mass is the best mass. Susan C, Jamie E, T-Cat, Whisper. Rob catches cannonballs with his belly button and fires them back, lint and all. That is his secret, actually. Nice. You are correct. Jeremy M, the Macho Mandolph, Beth C, Sarah B, her lady Spookship, Victim of Ohio, Morgan S, Kath Q. The other Rachel B is now the other Rachel G, officially and legally with a facepalm. Marfire, Lily, Anthony would love more hauntings here in New Hampshire. Why is New York State got to be so boring? T. Comma, Rob's belly button.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a comma chameleon joke. Comma, Rob's belly button. I don't know.
I sang that. It went well. I did well.
Good work.
Dave's back, and he be flapping with rain-drenched old man skin. Mm-hmm. Yep. Swamp Witch with haunting mirrors. Seth on guitar. And Dave doesn't know where Tennessee is, but physics, no problem. That's good. All one word, too. I nailed it. Moving on to the Ghost Pirate Mafia. And let's start that off with, as Dave is appropriately wearing his Ghost Pirate Mafia shirt. Very good. Tez F, FM Cop. Legend has the Mississippi big football. Oh, man. I need spaces. Can I get spaces on Patreon? Legend has it, the Mississippi Bigfoot has a migratory belly button, which used to not be all one word, but now you've cursed it. This is not a shuttle. Also, still a picture of a shuttle. Moon. Patrice R, Cammy and Steve R, Shag to the Bone 33. My name is Jesse, and I love you, Rob.
Oh, that's so nice.
Thank you, Jesse.
Email address, robcoakley@gmail.com. Interesting. GS Warrior, Call to the Miscellany, GOB, Grim B, D the Lobster Dancing, Banana Land, Dinosaur Monster, Just Ghostly, Witchy Kitty 416, Karen L, Michael M, Amber R, Brant C, Shane O'Mac, Joe, Christina S, Kate C, Kelly C, bloop, bloop. Crazy Legs, Cowboys are the worst franchise ever. Miss Macabre, Miroku, Rachel G, Cold Warrior, Baby Youngstown Pizza has entered the world. That's great news. Woo-hoo. Congratulations. D from H-Town, Meta A, Monster Mom 04, Wicked Alley, Dark Snark. Who would win, Hurricane Aaron or MMA Dave? Trick question. Hurricane won because Dave ran away.
Oh, that's a fact.
Yeah, that is fact.
He asked them to turn the entire boat around.
He did. Yeah. He started shadow boxing on the deck. They're like, don't turn around for this guy. Don't do it. Megan S. Arcade Hunters Wayne C. Thwop 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 goes the succubus. Crystal Quinn can confirm Rob has a weird belly button. Thick Boy Freddy's baby mama was definitely yeeted. Alicia E. the ghost formerly known as Thick Boy Freddy. Do you want to visit the Lizzie Borden house? Too bad. We're going next door. Stamp on the fall. Joel R. You see why I hesitated to make this announcement. All right, Al Capone is still relevant. Huggy Bear, come for the Parthenon, stay for the Ryman. Solar Flare, Mariah Ann, Kiralee J, Cody G, Hooply Whooply, Soph, and Egbert the Simple.
And Chris.
And Chris. Thank you. Yes, thank you. You owe us $3 at least. All right. You too can be on Patreon. Join up, get ad-free episodes, bonus content, early access to things, discount codes on merch. I don't know if we have a discount code for the new merch just yet, but new merch is live. Hometown Ghost Stories.
Discount code if you are a Patreon member for your tier.
Okay. So I was correct. Yeah. So think about joining up. If you can't join up, best way to support the show is leave us a 5-star review. The only rule is you also have to leave Haunted American History a 1-star review.
One. Don't do that.
One.
These are the deal. No, I meant 1 5-star review for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'll take anything, guys.
Definitely. Anyways, that'll pretty much do it. Anything else, gentlemen?
That's going to do it for me. Go check out Haunted American History, please, and leave them a 5-star review.
Yeah, go check them out. And we'll catch you guys next week for another live episode of Hometown Ghost Stories. Thank you.
Peace.